Hey, yo, whoa, we are back with another episode of Inskies of Pain with your gracious and humble host, Skid. All right, people, all right. Let's jump right into the show. Today, we have a couple topics I want to touch on real quick. Keep saying I'm going to be quick, you guys. Gonna really try to be quick today. Slam right into it. First thing first. Have y'all heard the news? Everyone, you need to hear the news. Mr. Damon Dash. That Dash, no, is buying Jim Jones' building. This is still a running joke, yeah. The selling or buying of Jim Jones' building, is this still something that's relevant or being talked about seriously? Well, we're gonna say this is a joke. Who believes that Dame Dash has any capital to buy Jim Jones' building? Well, we gotta stop saying Jim Jones' building. The building that Jim Jones is leasing out of. You know, he's renting space out of. Right? So let's just play devil's advocate for a second, you guys, right? I like to do that every now and then. Let's say that Dame does get the capital to actually buy Jim Jones' building, which I don't think no one believes that he's gonna do it, but let's just say he does, right? So he comes up with the capital, he buys the building. What happens, you guys? What do y'all think happened? Dame actually really start building things out, which I think he will try. I see him hiking Jim's rent up to the point to where Jim gonna probably just leave if he find out that Dame really actually bought the building, right? He's gonna get the hell out of there. But anyway, we playing devil's advocate. Dame do that. Do y'all think he's gonna flip it into something that's more successful, right? I see a film studio. I see him trying to build out Dash Networks or whatever it's called. Dame Dash Films or something, whatever. I could see him trying to push that out. Also doing fashion, like clothes department or whatever in there. I could see him doing a lot of things. Kind of like what Jim trying to do now. Jim's trying to build it out slowly, surely, but he hasn't bought the building, so I don't understand that. Like, why would you put your money into something that you don't actually own? But that's neither here nor there. So my question is, do you guys believe that Dame Dash is actually buying this building? And if he is, do you think it's gonna be a successful venture, or will it be like all the others? Nothing tangible, nothing workable, because he's always putting his money right back into it. He throw his money right back into the street. But where's the profit, brother? At some point, you have to have a profit, a P&L sheet to pull up. Can I get one of the smart brothers out there to pull up Dame's P&L sheet on his businesses and post that up? Throw that in the comments for me and let me know. I'll mention that the next show. If I get some comments on that. So we can get some clarity on what's his profit loss, right? Where is he as far as business since Rockefeller? What's his track record on success with all these businesses other than Rachel Roy? The man bought Pro Kids and messed it up. How do you mess up Pro Kids, right? All you had to do was continue to sell those cheaply priced gym shoes for toddlers. You know how you messed that up, right? But he messed up. He wanted to turn Pro Kids into CEO brand and had the same type of material and manufacturing budget that they were using for a toddler brand, that he tried to use his cool to get adults to rock with that. Nobody's rocking with that cheap made looking stuff. You're not gonna put some toy type shoes on a grown man or a grown woman. It just wasn't happening, right? So he messed up that, but all he had to do was just continue with the same model and he would have been profitable from that, right? And he could have probably even threw a little bit more flavor or hip hop into it, right? That would have made it like his own. Like it's still pro kids, but it's like with a twist. He didn't even do that. That's what I said. I gotta shut up, you guys, because I think I be throwing out too much game. But really, I'm not. I'm not gonna shut up. You know, I'm not. I don't have pro kids. I'm not gonna do anything with it. But if I did have it, that'd be something that I would have probably tried to do with it. Kept the same model, but like amped it a little more. But anyway. We'll see, people. If Dame is going to buy this building, I don't foresee it actually happening, but I've been wrong before, right? And if I'm wrong, I'm man enough to accept it and stand up, hold myself accountable for it, right? If I'm wrong, but I don't know. So next subject, people. Just to mention it, really, I would say. You guys watch DJU interviews? I know it's been a while since you guys seen them. It's been a while since I seen them, but I seen a post, I think it was on Instagram, maybe on YouTube, showing, it's called Faces, right? A documentary that he's about to release. I think pretty soon. This month, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, don't hold me to that, but he's coming out with a documentary. So apparently he has been working. He didn't just give up. I thought he kind of gave up, you guys. I was a little disappointed in him because I felt like he did make some pretty decent quality type interviews. He got blamed for a lot of kids who came on his platform and was killed after. That happens when you interviewing drill rappers. I'm sorry, guy. Those same people who he interviewed, who came on there and died, came on Whoops, FYBJ Man Whoops, right, and died. Like, so it ain't a curse of the Whoops, right? And he's pushing peace. So why would they put that on you, right? So I'm just gonna say, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I heard somewhere him kind of taking accountability for it, which is real if it's actually on you. I don't think that's on you. Everybody is doing that, you guys. I mean, if you wanna stand up for your part in it, I can appreciate what he's doing as far as that. But as far as it being his fault that these kids died after they got off his couch, I don't agree with that, but I will be looking forward to seeing this documentary that he's dropping. I don't know where he's dropping it. Is it on YouTube? Is it on a platform or something like that? But wherever it is, I will be trying to check it out, and I will give my updated review on another show about what I think about it. I think that DJU had some pretty decent, work for a while. He was consistent, So I look forward to seeing what he got going on. And another mention I want to say, I would say that Trenches News is working extra hard, you guys, to put the nail in the coffin for the feds on Lil Durk's case. I don't understand it. It's like every other day or every other week, this guy got a new clip about breaking news about this case. If he's not working with these people, he's working with somebody who's working with them because he has too much information. And not to even say that his information is valid, because what he's talking about is something that he's truly on the outside looking in. Even if he's a witness or a corroborator, he doesn't know as much as he's making out. to know, and it's over, you guys. You know, he said all that stuff with his voiceover video that he keep putting out. But smart guy though, I'm gonna say that. Swipe is really, you know, crafty on what he do, and he's eating off it. But I would say that it's kind of crazy that you that invested in trying to make sure that this brother is really cooked, right? Like everybody been saying. So he's really pushing that line, right? Now he's talking about Cash's case. He's bringing up his Stephon Mac thing. He's coming out with so much different things, and I mean, this is every week. This person said this. I just seen the clip where he said, "Lil Durk tells the feds that Bonnie did it." Like, how do you know this? You know, and why are you constantly putting this out? Like, how are you working for them? You working harder on this case than they are. So I just want to know what people think about that. You know, this Trench is wrong, you know, for not, I would say, not eating off of it, because he is eating off it, and I think a lot of people eating off of, you know, Durk's case, or bringing views to their channel. Speaking on it, I would say, even myself, you know, I spoke on it here and there, and I try to come from an unbiased lane or lens, right? And I know a lot of times it look like I'm delusional on what I'm saying, but I'm not. I'm just not being overly judgmental on something that hasn't transpired yet or haven't played all the way out. So now the new kick, if y'all check out Trenches, is that Durk is telling the feds, he's telling on Bonnie now. I thought Bonnie was telling them. I don't know what the hell going on with that, but it's so much. There's so many. They said something about Didi. Now Didi and them trying to sever their case. It's not gonna happen, you guys. Like, y'all played y'all hand and actually lost as far as that, because you should have went when he wanted to go. Like I said before, when Durk was ready to go, they should have went, because the feds did not have their ducks in a row when they said, "No, we gotta wait because we need more time for trial." I don't know who their attorneys are and who advised them to do that, but they should have seen the writing on the wall when he was trying to rush and go, because he knew that they didn't have it. They were still trying to piece the case together. And if they would have went to trial, then they couldn't bring all that shit in later, right? They would have had to retry him later on with something else, and it's just like, okay, the feds mad now. They look bad, but whatever. Like I said, but I just feel like Trenches is really working hard, you know, to help the feds put the nail in Durk's coffin, you know. Well, that's all I got to speak on with that today, you guys. But my last topic I want to touch on, and it will be about T.I., my brother T.I., and the brother Ray Daniels. I know y'all all been paying attention to Ray Daniels lately, if you have or have not, but he's been gaining traction lately, you know, in this YouTube landscape, in this space, right? And he's been doing some very good shows, and he has some very good takes on hip-hop, R&B, the music business, Atlanta business. No, let me stop. I'm not saying Atlanta business, y'all gonna get wrong in a minute, right? So, Ray Daniels made a statement on one of his shows on the Radar podcast, right? And he was asked a question about T.I. I don't know how it came up, but whatever it was, Ray Daniels said it's only two critiques that he have on T.I. And one is that T.I. had to stop going to jail because that's what slowed down his momentum. I think we all can agree with that, you know. I don't Tip said nothing. He didn't even respond back to that, because that was with true. And he said he felt like T.I. chases hits, right? That statement ruffled some feathers. It ruffled some feathers on certain people, on fans of T.I., and also it ruffled T.I.'s feathers, right? that T.I. is chasing hits and 50 Cent. Well, who's not chasing the hit? Who's doing hip hop music? I don't get it. Like, you gonna critique the songs he made and say they sing songs. He just found the formula that was working and made it work. Everybody wanted to find that formula. Everybody's trying to find that formula. Everybody was trying to find that formula. You cannot critique this man on chasing hits or single him and 50 out on chasing hits when everybody is chasing. A lot of people just don't get them, right? Let's be honest with that. So I would say that Ray was wrong on that part. But as we see, T.I.P., he responded. And he said, the man, he's on Breakfast Club, they asked him about the statement, and the man, he said that the man keep my name up out his mouth. How you gonna speak on something? He said, when you ain't better than me. This is the reason why you mad, because you can't do it like I do it. You can't go in there and do what I did. So until you can do that, I don't want to hear nothing, partner. Right? And then he told the man, he went even further. He told the man, he said, keep Atlanta business out your mouth. You're a visitor. You still, I don't care how long you've been here, you are a visitor. You shouldn't stop talking about Atlanta business. Keep Atlanta business out your mouth, right? You don't have the right, basically, to even speak on Atlanta business, because you ain't no Atlanta. I don't go to New York and speak on New York business. I don't go to LA and speak on LA business. Don't come to Atlanta speaking on Atlanta business, right? We've heard that before, from different cities and different states, right? And I tend to agree with that, right? Because I've said that about Chicago. Like, you're not from Chicago, if you're not from there, and you don't go there, how could you speak of that, right? So the only difference with that is, with Ray Daniels, is that he's been there since he was 12. Yeah, he was born in New York, but he's been in Atlanta. Not only he's been in New York, he's been in Atlanta twice as long as he's been in New York. He's been in Atlanta 3/3 of his life. 2/3 of his life. You cannot say that he don't have the right. He's there. He's working the music business. He does kind of have a right to speak on certain things. Now, the way that he's speaking on, you can disagree with the point, his opinion, but you can't tell him that he don't have a right, right? He's put in work. He's been there, he put years there. That is what it is. So we gonna see how this gonna pan out, people. T.I., Ray Daniels, I think they finna send shots back and forth. It looked like Ray been kind of copy pleased. Seeing they showing a lot of clips of him actually praising T.I. Like, not everybody T.I. this and that, he really Atlanta, But I think he's been putting those clips out so people can see, or Tip can see, that he didn't mean nothing, no disrespect by what he said. He just said that was his critique, right? Which is cool, but stop doing that. Now you copping the plea to me. Don't keep putting out clips showing how you praise them when you gave your critique. If that's your honest opinion, stand on it, bro. Stand on it. But we will be looking out on this to see where this is gonna go. But it's cooking up right now. It's starting to heat up as we speak. T.I. is dropping this Friday, people. June 26th, Kill the King. I believe it will be the #1 album of the summer. #1 album next week. #1 album, period. From a legend. Last album, I think he's actually gonna do what he said. Like, when a lot of people say return, this and what, he ain't saying doing music no more. He said he's not putting out no more albums. He wanna focus on different things. But I will be in attendance, checking out Kill the King, T.I. Salute. This has been another episode of Ski's Opinion with your gracious, your humble host, Ski. I am out, people. Peace.